You're about to see something crazy because I transformed my closet into a gorgeous YouTube studio. What? This video is sponsored by Artlist. Welcome. How cool does this space look? First of all, huge shout out to my wife, who's an interior designer, for designing this entire space. From this cool paint color that looks gorgeous and actually helps me concentrate, to these vertical slats that give the illusion of making this small room bigger than what it is, to all the small details that are just icing on the cake, my wife truly made a space for me where I feel comfortable and creative. I'll talk more about all the office details in a second, but you're probably thinking, why a closet? Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. Things are expensive, man. Like, it does not make sense to rent an office anymore. Like at my last studio, I paid $1,000 a month for an office with the thinnest walls. All right, so a big reason why I'm moving out of my office is because I have a very loud neighbor. Listen. He's always angry. And then moving my studio back to my house was also an issue because we don't have any extra rooms left. Like, my son took my last home office. And then we thought about moving to a bigger house where all the kids have their rooms. I get to have my own YouTube studio, but house prices are kind of crazy. Also, we're totally comfortable in this home. Like, if we got another house, like, that would have stretched ourselves way too thin. We don't want to do that. But that's when my wife came up with the crazy idea of turning our tiny walk-in closet into a fully functioning, beautifully designed YouTube studio. All right, let's break it down and first talk about the office design. First, the paint. This is a pewter green from Sherwin, and we got this in a flat finish because I didn't want light reflecting off the walls. We then painted the entire office, like the walls, the ceiling, the baseboards, and even the door, because we wanted this cozy feeling, and green for some reason did that for me. Also, it looks really cool. Next, we got these walnut vertical slat panels from Wood Up. And I know these panels are trending right now, maybe slowly dying out, but like I said before, the vertical lines just give the illusion of making this small room feel bigger than what it is, which was really important to me. Also, they serve as sound treatment because of the material behind the wood, so that's cool. Speaking of acoustics, I got these sound panels from Gig Acoustics. They have different size options, so I got several 2-inch panels for the ceiling and the walls, and this 1-inch panel to place on my door. This room is not professionally treated, so I just guessed where I thought the panel should go, and I don't know, I think it sounds alright. Definitely better than nothing. For the ambient lights, I have a Philips Hue light bulb in the ceiling light fixture, 2 light strips behind my desk and monitor, and a light rope on top of the slat panels. I made different presets for different scenes for when I'm editing or when I'm filming, and I can easily switch to different scenes with this handy dandy dial. And then over here on my bookcase are these under-the-shelf LED lights that I got from Amazon. You can change the color temperature and brightness, and it's super easy to install with these magnetic holders. Perfect segue to the bookcase. I actually got this bookcase from Amazon of all places. It looks really sleek and modern, where I not only get to show a bit of my personality, but it's also functional where I get to store accessories, my NAS, important documents, as well as NDA products that I have to review on the bottom of the bookcase. Also, I love these little storage items that function as decor. I got these from Target, and here's where I place small items that I usually need, like cables, quick release plates, multi-tools, stuff like that. And then for the smaller details of the studio, I had this really cool brass sconce from West Elm, this matte black clock that I got from House, this beautiful light fixture from Peered Creation, and this matte black door handle from Signature Hardware. Oh, and of course we got some indoor plants that make this space feel more organic and also helps purify the air. Well, unless I kill them, which will most likely happen. And with everything put together, you get this warm, earthy toned office that feels modern, bold, clean, and most of all, feels comfortable. And before we get to the really good stuff, like my desktop setup, my video, audio, and lighting gear, you hear that? Sounds pretty good, right? Well, that's from Artlist, and they are sponsoring today's video. Now, we all know that Artlist has a huge library of royalty-free music, sound effects, and stock footage, but now they have a new AI voiceover feature, and it sounds so good. Check this out. So all you have to do is go over to the voiceover section, select a voiceover style that you think would fit your project, like, let's try this one.
In the frozen Arctic, amidst the serene beauty of sunlit ice, penguins thrive against all odds.
Ooh, let's try this one.
They say life's a journey, but they never tell you what kind of road you're gonna find yourself on.
Okay, I like this one. Let's go with this. Once you're happy with your selection, then you can go in this text box and write your script. And then once you're done, click generate.
Yesterday will always have a tomorrow, and tomorrow will always have a yesterday. Cheeseburger.
So profound. It's that easy, and the quality of these voiceovers sounds so professional. And what's cool is that you can change the settings for your voiceover so that it fits the creative direction of your project. This new feature is included in all Max plans, but if you're curious enough to check it out yourself, then you can do so by clicking on the link in the video description down below. And thanks Artlist for sponsoring this video. All right, let's get to the good stuff and talk about my desktop setup and video gear. The desk that I'm using is from Uplift Desk. This is a great standing desk that I can make presets with different heights. The office chair that I'm using I got from Amazon. I didn't want a big office chair that takes up a lot of space. I just wanted something simple, minimal, and also looks cool. As for my main computer, I'm using the M1 Max MacBook Pro, which I've had for years, and that just goes on this walnut laptop stand that I got from Amazon. And then from there, I plug in one single Thunderbolt 4 cable to my laptop, which is then connected to the rest of my system. So simple. The monitor that I'm using is the BenQ 4K HDR monitor. I've been using this for years. It still rocks. Love this thing. And on top of the monitor is the BenQ bar light, which actually relieves the stress from my eyes when I'm looking at the screen all day. Below my laptop is the hub that connects everything together. This is the CalDigit T4, and this thing is so cool because not only can you connect a lot of devices in the back of the hub, but on the front you also get an SD card slot, a micro SD card slot, a headphone jack, and several USB ports if you want to add additional accessories. The keyboard and mouse that I'm using is from Logitech. This is a Logitech keys, and this is the legendary MX Master 3, the best mouse ever made. Next to the laptop stand is a MagSafe charger from GroveMade. And yeah, I can charge my phone with it, but honestly, I mostly use it as a secondary screen. Like if I want to watch Formula 1, like I like having it there while I'm editing. The speakers that I'm using is a Cantu YU2s. I love these speakers. They not only sound good, but they look really good too, especially on this desk. On the other side is the Rode Streamer X, and this is a really cool device to connect audio and video when you are live streaming. This is not only connected to my computer, but also to the Rode PodMic USB, which is on this boom arm over here. And I use this mic to record voiceovers and live stream on my super secret gaming channel. What is it? Oh, I don't know. You're gonna have to find out. I'll tell you later. It's a cool channel. Now, let's talk about my video lighting. My main studio key light is the Amaran 150C. It's an RGB light, so I can change colors if I want to. And the light modifier I'm using is the Aperture Lantern. This is my favorite light modifier because it creates this nice, rounded, soft lighting, which I needed for such a small space. As for this gobo light behind me, well, that is from the Aperture 200X and the Amaran Spotlight Mini SE. I tried different gobos, but settled with this window light because it's the only one that really fits this cozy office look. I don't know, I might do something else in the background, but if you have any suggestions, then by all means, let me know. And my entire lighting setup is supported by this horizontal bar. This is from Kupo and is called the Kupole. Get it? It's very similar to the Impact Varipole, where you get to hang items like studio lights without using a light stand. And that was super important in this space. I did not want to see any light stands at all. I also have an Aperture MT Pro light bar, which I can use as a hair light, but I'm not really sure if the hair light works in this space, and so I just leave it on standby for whenever I need it. So that's my whole lighting setup, but now let me show you my video gear. Here we got the Sony FX3 as my main studio camera. My main camera is still the A7C Mark II, but for studio and professional production work, the FX3 is better suited for that. And what's great about the FX3 is that there are several quarter 20 threads all over the camera, which makes it easy to attach my funny looking mini boom arm. And this, by the way, is a small rig magic arm, and it holds my main mic to film my talking heads, which is the Rode VideoMic NTG. And this whole setup just rests on this monopod from iFootage, which makes it super easy to pick it up if I want to change camera angles. Also, I didn't want to use a big tripod because of the limited space that I have in the studio. And that is the grand tour of my new YouTube studio in a closet. It's so weird, but I love it, and also a good reminder to be resourceful and use whatever space you have and make it work. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Huge shout out to Artlist for sponsoring this video. Huge shout out to my wife for designing this whole thing. Like, seriously, you should hire her. But I'm so excited to be filming videos in this space, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun.